Hey y'all, I am back. I'm back with another video. And so, since if you've been keeping up, I've already had baby girl. She was born last Wednesday. And so, today makes 1 week postpartum for me and 1 week that she's been earthside. And so, since I am in that postpartum era, or what I would hear them say at the birth center, I'm in the fourth trimester, which is the postpartum era. I'm going to do a postpartum series. And so, if you are currently pregnant, planning to get pregnant, trying to get pregnant, um, or you're in the postpartum era as well, I hope that you're able to connect with some of the things that I say. You're able to get some insight, some help from things that I say, because for me, that's what it's all about. It's about sharing the experiences that I'm going through, that I've gone through, for other people to be able to get help or inspiration or whatever it is that they might get from me using my voice and speaking up about experiences that I've had or that I'm having. And so, you'll see me looking down. I'm just looking at some of the notes that I wrote so I can make sure that I cover everything that I want to cover for this video. And so, like I said, today I am 1 week postpartum. So I've been at home with baby girl, been at home for exactly a week now. And so, in this video, I'm just going to cover some of the things that I've learned something about, or just something that I want to put out there to the people that are, again, experiencing pregnancy, trying to get pregnant, whatever it is. Yeah, just give you some gems at this 1 week mark of my postpartum journey. So the first thing that I would say is that give yourself grace. And so this is something that it kind of came to me yesterday, to give myself grace, because honestly, to be honest, I was watching another YouTuber's video, and I think her baby, he might be like four. No, I take that back. He might be a month by now, right? And so, of course, her postpartum, where she is in the postpartum journey, is different from me, because for me, I'm just 1 week postpartum, she's 3 or 4 weeks postpartum, and so things are looking different for her. But to me, the viewer, it got to the point to where I started comparing myself and what I'm doing, how I'm handling my baby, how I'm feeding her, how I'm, learning how to feed her, how I'm just all the things. I started comparing myself to this other YouTuber. And so I cut the video off at some point, and then I said, "Hey, Courtney, give yourself grace. It's not like, this is my first time having a baby. This is my first time delivering a baby earthside. Yes, I've been pregnant before. I've experienced a miscarriage. I had an abortion back in 2015. But this is the first time I've gone through a full pregnancy, gotten to the full term, and delivered a baby. And so, yeah, I was like, wait a minute, Courtney, give yourself grace." And so, if you're in my shoes and you're comparing yourself, you're comparing how you're mothering, you're comparing how you're caring for your baby, give yourself grace, especially if this is your first baby. And so yeah, that's the first thing I would say. Give yourself grace, because again, it's not like I've been a mom before. It's not like I've cared for a newborn before. It's not like I've done any of these things before. Like, I'm learning minute by minute, day by day. And so, yes, give yourself grace. That would be the first thing that I would say, that I learned in this first week of postpartum. Then the second thing I would say is to have your postpartum necessities, your postpartum needs, things you're going to need once you leave the hospital, the birthing center, or wherever, or even if you deliver at your house, having these things set up before you deliver and it's time to start motherhood, or it's time to start caring for your baby, I already have the needs that you're gonna the things you're going to need to take care of yourself postpartum. I already have those things set up. And so um my daughter, she was, let's see, her due date was the 9th, 9 to 10, 10 to 11. So she was 3 days after, she came 3 days after her due date. And so I had already set up the things that I'm going to show you in a minute. The things that I had in the bathroom, I'd already set this up maybe, I would say, like 4 weeks before her due date, just trying to be prepared. But of course, in some situations, moms, you might have a baby that comes 2 weeks early, 3 weeks early, 9 days early, 10 days early. And so you definitely want to have your postpartum things already set up so that just in case you go into labor early. Okay. So the things that I had in my little container on the top of my toilet in my bathroom, so that it was ready to go when I got home, and it's time for postpartum, time for healing, all that good stuff. And these are things that either I saw them in another YouTuber's video, that hey, these are some things that you might need postpartum to take care of yourself, or there was a list that my midwife gave me from the birth center. She had a list. Then I want to say there was a list. There was a list on the registry that I created for Walmart. And so these are the things that I had in my little container on the back of my toilet. So this is the Perry bottle. And so the Perry bottle is something that you put water in, and you just kind of, you wash down there in your area below. So you kind of rinse down there, because of course once you deliver, it's gonna be a lot of blood. It's gonna be a lot of blood. You're gonna bleed for a lot of days after delivery. And so this is just something to, clean down there. So this is a Perry bottle. And since, of course, my plan was to deliver at the birth center, I don't know if I was going to get a Perry bottle there, but since I ended up at the hospital, there was a Perry bottle that I used while I was there. I'm sure I could have taken it. I didn't take it, but since I already had this one at home. But yeah, the Perry bottle, just to rinse down there, clean it up a little bit down there below. So that's one thing. Then the other thing that I got some of the catch-all pads. Oh, oh dear. It's kind of heavy. Okay, so I got the catch-all pads. So these are just kind of like the pads that you might use during your cycle, except these are way bigger, and you're probably going to need some way bigger ones, especially if you end up tearing, or you end up just bleeding a lot. You're going to need something bigger than just your everyday always pad that you wear monthly for your cycle. And so so I got these um, postpartum care by, these are Parent Choice, the catch-all pads. And so these, definitely something that you'll use postpartum once you get home. And then the last thing that I have that I've been using again since I got home is these are by Frida. These are the disposable postpartum underwear. And so of course you're not wanting to put on, your everyday panties and possibly ruin those because of, all the bleeding and such that you have going on still down there. So having these disposable postpartum underwear is a game changer. And so again, like I said, what you want to do is already have your little container set up for your postpartum journey, so that, once you get discharged from the hospital, or once you get back from the birthing center, or once you've delivered the baby, it's already ready to go, and it's not something that you have to worry about. And so, yes, that's the other thing I would say for the first week of being postpartum. You definitely want to have these things ready to go. Then the next thing is kind of in the same kind of idea, but a bedside cart. And so I have a bedside cart, and so it's next to, so when I'm sleeping at night, the bassinet is right next to me. Then on the other side is the bedside cart. So if I need to get up, well, not if I need to get up, when I'm getting up at midnight, 1 o'clock in the morning, 5 o'clock in the morning, I have the bedside cart. And so if I'm changing the diaper, I need to reach over to the bedside cart, get a new diaper, grab the wipes, and I'm ready to go. I'm not having to come all the way to the nursery or something like that. It's right there by the bed. Then on my bedside cart, I also have at the top, I have some of her pacifiers. I have her diaper rash cream. I have Tylenol. I have a thermometer. I have the wipes, and then I have diapers. In the middle, let's see if I can remember real. So at first I had the boxes of the bottles that I was going to use, but since they've already been sterilized and cleaned, they are in the kitchen now. And so now in the middle, let's see if I can remember. In the middle, I think there's some more pacifiers and some other miscellaneous stuff probably. But at the bottom is where I have like some more change of clothes for her. So there's some onesies. There's some of those what do you call it? The fits that have the long sleeves, the long pants, and they have the zippers that go up. There's some of those to change into, and then I have a few burp cloths down there. And so yeah, having a bedside cart, game changer. So that's definitely something that you want to have set up. And again, if you can have it set up before the baby gets here, I'm sure that'll help, because once the baby is here, you're not going to want to be running around, trying to put this together, trying to put that together. And so, yeah, have your bedside cart ready to go. So when it's in the middle of the night, all you have to do is reach over to the bedside cart and grab what you need to take care of your baby. Then the last thing, and unless I could think of something off the top of my head, because this is the last thing that I wrote on my paper to share for my 1 week of postpartum, but you have to figure out how to share the task between yourself and your partner. Okay, and so I'm grateful, thankful, all that Sage, her dad and I, that we're together. We have a good relationship. I feel like we work together great as a team. And so right now in this first week of postpartum, of course, we don't have it down packed yet. Because again, it's our first baby. First baby. This is not something we've done before. We're learning again, minute by minute, day by day. And this is just the first week. But figuring out, okay, when you're going to be like fully awake to take care of the baby and when you're going to go down for a nap is something that I feel like is going to help in the long run. And so this week we worked on that. So of course he has to go to work. And so when he gets in from work, it's like um shortly after that he'll take over, and so he'll take care of the baby, feed her, burp her, lay her down, and I might go lay down for a nap real quick, so that again I can maybe get up in the next 2 or so hours and maybe make the bottle for the baby and then give the bottle to him. And again, he'll feed her, burp her, put her down to sleep. And then what we did last night was, and I think this might be something that'll work, but he decided, he was like, hey, he was like, I'll take the shift from. So about a few hours after, he got home, he played a little bit on the game, so he got a little bit of game time in, and then he was ready for his shift, I guess you could say. And so he was like, hey, I'll do my shift until like 1 a.m. So let's keep in mind, so the man does have to get up to go to work, right? And so um he likes to leave the house around 7 a.m. or a little bit before 7 to get to work on time. And so he said, he'll take until 1 a.m. And so I was like, okay, cool. So since he was going to take, so I said he, got home. I think he got home around like maybe 5-ish, something like that, played the game, unwinded a little bit. And so then that means his shift or his time, to take care for the baby, well, I went to go lay down and rest a little bit, was from like 6 p.m. till 1 a.m., right? So it's very important. I feel that you figure out when you're gonna lay down to rest and when you're gonna be up, with your attention on the baby, feeding the baby, burping the baby, changing the baby's diaper, whatever, whatever, whatever. Because I definitely feel like it makes it just a little, it may not be easier, but it makes it a little bit easier when you have a partner and you have somebody to where you're not doing it 100% by yourself. And so again, just as a recap for this video today, I'm 1 week postpartum, and what I have to say is that, for one, give yourself grace. So I'm giving myself grace because it's the first time that I've had a baby, so I'm giving myself grace, learning as I go. Having postpartum needs ready to go, so having the postpartum things already ready to go in the bathroom. So once you get home, and you're ready to go straight to caring for your baby, you already have the things that you need for yourself. And then having your bedside cart, having that ready as well. And then the last thing, figuring out how to share tasks between you and your partner. So, like I said, this is going to be a series. And so I'll see y'all next week for postpartum week 2. And like always, if you have any questions, any comments, feel free to drop those below in the comments. And I will see y'all next week. Have a good one. Bye.